Hi, I'm Brynley from the Pelham Public Library, and today I'm going to teach teens how to cross-stitch a bee pendant.
Today I'm going to teach you how to do some basic cross-stitch. It's important to remember when you're cross-stitching that all of the stitches form an X, and you're going to be using the grid pattern on the material to make that X. When you cross stitch, you normally start with the center of the pattern. So I'm going to fold mine so that I can find the center. And we can see that the center is that black box right there. You're also going to have a needle with your kit, and you can first begin by taking the black, since that's the center, and threading the needle and knotting it. So first we're going to start by doing these 3 stitches in the black embroidery floss. Again, make sure that it is knotted twice at the end on top of one another, 2 times, 2 knots. That way it won't slip through the holes of the Aida cloth. So you're going to start in the center of your Aida cloth, and you're going to start looking at a square, one of the little individual squares, and you're going to start in the lower left hand corner, and with each of your stitches you're going to work your way up towards the top right hand corner. So you're going to start at the bottom there, bottom left. You're going to go diagonally to the top right. And you've got your first stitch. Now, because we're doing 3 stitches of the same color, I'm going to continue again with the bottom left, work my way up to the top right to make the 3 black stitches in the center of the Aida cloth. And then, because cross stitch works with tiny X's or crosses, I'm going to finish these stitches by starting in the lower right hand corner and working my way back to finish these stitches by going the lower right hand corner to the upper left hand corner. Now, if you only had 1 stitch to do in one color, you would just go lower left to upper right, and then you would come through the back and then go lower right to upper left to create the X. Now, once your first 3 stitches are done, you can change the color of your embroidery floss if you would like to continue with yellow and work your way up or down. I like to keep my embroidery floss the same and do as many black ones as I'm able to with the black already in there. So I'm going to look. The first stitch, 1 down, 1 over. So look for your little boxes. And you're going to start again, the lower left, and work your way up to the top right. And because I'm only doing 1 stitch here, I'm going to go lower right to the top left. Okay, I'm going to look on my pattern again. I'm going to go 3 squares over, and then I'm going to do another black stitch. Okay, I'm already on this side. I'm going to go over one block and down one, and then I'm going to do 2 stitches, one on top of the other. Cross stitch is mainly about following the pattern and trying to be consistent in going lower left to upper right, lower right to upper left. Just makes for a finer, cleaner finish that way. Okay, so now we are finished the one side of the bee's back leg. Now to finish along one side, what you're going to do is you're just going to pick up a few of those stitches that you put down with your thread, pull your thread through. You don't need to knot it. Cross stitch isn't going to come out unless you're rough with it, and normally that's not what it's about. And you're going to clip that, and then I'm going to retie 2 knots and going to continue with the black. Now I'm going to start with the yellow. And I'm going to start right at the bottom and work my way up. Exact same stitches every time. Just make sure that you're following the pattern. So I know that I need to fill in the 3 boxes at the above the bee's little tail there. If you get a knot in your floss, it's fairly easy to get out as long as you're not pulling too hard. So now we're going to just finish this off with the wings and the light gray thread. These are relatively simple, just straight lines of stitching. So you're going to empty your little bag filled with your hexagon shape. You are going to line your bee up whatever direction you would like. You're going to take the smaller of the hexagons and you are going to very gently cover the back of your bee and work that smaller hexagon into the pendant. It is wood, so it could snap if you press too hard. You're just going to have to take your time and really press and hold tight. Then you're going to take your screw and put it through the top. You're going to have to clamp it shut with your fingers and feed the screw through. Make sure that you're holding it tight and thread the little tiny nut on the back and spin it on until it is tight. If you have a small eyeglass kit, you can use to tighten this. It would work best, or you can use your fingers like I'm doing. And there you have it. Now you're just going to take scissors, trim off the Aida cloth from the back as close as you can to the frame. And then if you would like, you can glue the larger hexagon on the back to cover the back completely so you don't see any of the Aida cloth. You can hang it as a keychain or a pendant, or even as a Christmas ornament if that's something you would like. And there you have our cross stitch bee.